Hanging right now in the Dunkin Lounge. It's Mikey V and Knock2. Welcome on in.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, we're excited to have you here. Boston's been hearing your remixes in the clubs for years. We've been playing your stuff on Kiss 108, so it's good to have you here.
It's amazing to be here, and I'm super grateful that y'all been rocking with me for, a minute, and it's super, super rewarding, like, hearing that, because it's just crazy to be here, so.
It's kind of cool. Earlier, you're kind of saying you remember when hearing your song on the radio back in the day, and how it first felt. What was the first feeling for you when you the one time you got in a car and you're like, yo, this is one of my remixes?
I think I was like 13 or something like that. Like, I was on the way to like Universal Studios with like my parents, like on a random summer.
Yeah.
And I was just listening to the radio, and it was just one of the mix shows going on, and it was just like a weird like 100 BPM edit I made like a while back. But yeah, that was probably one of the first memories I've had, like being in the moment and like hearing one of my records like on the radio, and it was super cool. Yeah, just the DJs like, rocking with me.
But at 13 years old, did you have to like tell your mom and dad like, hey, wait, that's my song?
Yeah, they did not believe me. They did not believe me at all. I remember going to school and like telling all my friends like, yo, like I got on like on video on my phone, and it was just crazy. No one believed me, but yeah, I'm super grateful.
And so at that point, was somebody like rip one of your remixes off like SoundCloud, or like how did they even get their hands on it?
Yeah, I mean, I was uploading a lot of stuff on SoundCloud, and at the time I was submitting all of my music to these record pools, and yeah, the record pools where all the DJs got the music and the edits. But at the time, the remixes and edits I've been making, yeah, all the DJs were just messing with them, and they would just chart on the stuff, and yeah, I was just lucky enough to get rinsed on the radio.
That's a cool feeling, especially at that age, right? You get it driving the car, mom and dad, and you hear that. And for you, even before DJing, you were saying it started with breakdancing, and you had a cool little transition from like learning breakdancing to becoming a DJ. So talk about that really quick.
Yeah, when I was like in 6th grade, I was really fortunate enough to go to a school that offered all these after-school programs. And one of the programs was this breakdancing class. And at the time, I like loved dancing, and it correlates with music as well. Obviously you got to dance to some music, but I would go home after the classes and just look at breakbeats on YouTube, and all the recommended videos would just turn into DJ videos, and I was like, yo, this is sick. Like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, this is like way cooler than breakdancing. So that's kind of, that's long story short, but slowly looking for breakbeats on YouTube turned into me watching DJ videos, and DJ videos turned into more music, and all the way leading into like dance music.
And then it all comes back together. And it's cool, even when you see like you perform at a festival or a show, your energy's always high. It's almost like you're dancing anyways, right? But people can go on your Instagram and all that and see that. But do you remember the first party you ever DJ'd?
Oh.
This is always a good story because everybody sees the flashing lights,
the first party
thousands and thousands of people. But
first party I ever DJ'd was like my dad's like friend's like Halloween party, and it was like just to like his friends. It was like a bunch of like 30-year-olds just dressed up, and I was playing like Michael Jackson, like all these like Halloween edits and stuff like that. But that was like my first gig. I was like probably like 11, maybe even 10, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I was pretty young, but at the time, like, I was super young and super timid too. Like, I'm like, oh, like I have to perform now. Like, I have to DJ. And, obviously over time I developed, being more comfortable on stage and stuff like that. But yeah, my first memory, I was just like looking at the computer the whole time, not even looking at the dance floor. I was like, I got to make sure.
Don't mess up. Don't mess up.
This transition's got to hit, and like no one gives.
No one's paying attention like that. So you DJ for your parents at a Halloween party. Obviously, now you've made it professional. At what point did you have to have a conversation with your mom and dad? Be like, yo, I think I'm going to do, like, this is going to be my life. Like, I'm going to go and do this.
That's an amazing question, because I think I've had multiple moments, and it definitely being played on the radio was like, yo, like, I think I can do this.
I mean, at 13 years old, too. They had to be like, wait, this is cool.
I think the realization came when I got this gig to play like in San Diego. So I was like 15, and one of my like close homies, and still one of my mentors to this day, his name is Cheyenne Giles. At the time, he was booking talent to play at like these clubs and these bars in San Diego, and he found my music off like SoundCloud and off the record pools, and he was like, yo, like, can you DJ? And I was like, yeah, I can DJ.
Yeah.
And I like sent him a mix, and he was like, yo, like we should book you to play like this club. And I played like my first club when I was like 15 and a half, super like illegal. Like my parents came, it was chill, but I remember pulling up to the club and
because even at that point, for a parent to be like, okay, I'm cool with my 16-year-old going to a bar or a club
Yeah.
to legit be the center of attention, throw a party. There's a lot of parents now that'd be like, okay, that's not happening. You know?
Yeah, my parents have always been super supportive. I'm super grateful. And you know, they came from a musical background as well, so that's kind of how I like perceived like performance first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, you know, I've always seen their excitement and like compassion and just like and passion, you know, towards like performing. And you know, they were like in a cover band like kind of vibe. But at a young age, I was like, yo, this is cool. Like everyone's like dancing to the music, and I think that was like my earliest memory of seeing that. But yeah, like they've always been super supportive, and when the time came for an opportunity for me to play at a club, they were like, "Yeah, all right, let's do it. Like we'll you know sit in the club with you and do it." And you know, after I played that gig, you know, the manager and all the people that came to the club were like, "Yo, like this kid's fire, da 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 da," you know. And I ended up getting like, you know, a short, almost kind of like residency run. Like I was DJing there at least like almost every weekend until the place like shut down. But yeah, at that moment, playing in that club and like, you know, getting my first check for like $300 at like 15, I was like, yo, like
This is real.
This is real. Like I could make a career out of this. And you know, definitely I'm in a different position now, like being in the dance music space, but you know, in the open format space where I was DJing, you know, all types of music from you know, hip hop to dance to pop. Yeah, that moment was really like real, and yeah.
And that's dope though. It's good to see where it all started, right? And it's gone so far, right? So first off, congrats, and you know everything's basically everything you touch is sold out recently, right? So you're doing a lot of really cool stuff. And even last night, you were saying you had a frat party halfway across the country, probably barely slept, right? And then you're coming here doing a radio interview, and then you have 2 sets tonight. What's the hardest thing of that runaround for you?
The hardest thing, honestly, is just getting enough rest. But, you know, prioritizing the rest and, you know, being healthy on the road and just having a good team right now is, you know, everything I could ever just want. And, you know, just the rush in itself is worth everything, you know. So that's the biggest difference, like just getting used to, you know, running around and doing all this. But, you know, this is my first kind of time doing all this stuff too, so I'm with it.
Yeah.
You know?
And so you're here pretty quick. Do you have any time to enjoy Boston at all while you're here?
You know, not yet.
No,
not yet. But so far, what I've seen like really pretty buildings, and
he's like, I took a couple naps. So I was in a
I
car.
took some naps. But I did take some pictures outside. I was like, yo, this is sick. Like, this is pretty dope.
Well, you have to at some point when you come back to Boston, try it. We got a lot of good food, a lot of good stuff going on.
100%. Yeah.
So we have some random questions from this card of decks.
Okay,
So we're just gonna kind of go through them real quick. But one is, and maybe you've seen this, maybe you've done it. Doesn't matter either way. Describe a clever way to sneak alcohol into an event.
A clever way to sneak alcohol into an event. Okay. You know, I seen this thing on TikTok.
Okay.
Where they like put these buzz balls into like Pringle cans, and like close
buzz balls a little. The
little dude. Those are crazy.
Yeah.
I'm kind of exposing myself with the buzz balls, but if I had to sneak some alcohol into like an event, I'd probably like any event or like Disneyland.
Any
type
doesn't matter. Yeah. It could be a party event, or even it could be
probably like a buzz ball and a Pringle can, just like for some silly vibes.
What's Pringle's thing? Once you pop, the fun can't stop, and now it's really going
for sure.
This is a little odd one, but if you had 3 nipples,
okay,
and each nipple could serve you a different kind of liquid, what 3 liquids would you pick?
What?
I'm just going off the cards here.
3 nipples and 3 different types of liquid.
What liquid would you pick? For me, I would do water, coffee, tequila.
Okay. Damn, that's a crazy question. Oh, well, we'll go with the safe one. Always water.
Okay. We need that, right? That's like the key to success here.
Oh, 1%. Yes, sir. Second nipple for sure. Probably some Red Bull.
Energy, okay.
For some energy.
Sounds like the equivalent of my coffee.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe another caffeine thing. I love Dr. Pepper, honestly. Okay. So a nice little soda.
A nice little mix all around.
Yeah.
Well, now on a more serious note.
And a quick chaser, too, if I need to.
yeah, you know do. But you have no alcohol.
Yeah. Shoot, you got me right there.
What's something that makes you proud?
Something that makes me proud? That's a great question. Dang, I could think of so many different things that make me proud. Damn.
It's tough. They asked me these questions earlier, so I had to answer them and try and go through it. It's actually a tough one. It's a pretty deep one.
Yeah, it's pretty deep, and I think there's so many because there's so many important, I guess, like, things going on in my life, you know? Like, I'm really proud of, like, my friends, my family, my girlfriend. I'm also really proud of where I am in my career. I'm really proud of my team.
Yeah.
I guess if that all counts as one thing. Like, I'm really proud to have really great people around me that are just amazing.
I was just going to say, you keep bringing it up, but you seem very grateful for everybody in your life, everybody on your team. And it's a good thing as you can see that, like, especially with everything you have going on, like, you need to have good people around you because there's some people in your industry or even just in media or in anything where when they have the wrong people around them, you take one wrong turn, the career could end quickly. So it's good.
Yeah, 1%. I think staying grateful and grounded is one of the, I don't know, it just mentally makes me just super clear, and I want to do this for the right reasons every single time. So, having the good people around me is definitely really important to keep my head straight.
And talk about people around you, although not on your team, but you got a collab coming up with Dylan Francis. Talk about that really quick.
Yeah,
pretty excited about that. Last time Dylan Francis was here, me and him were playing Fortnite right here during the whole interview.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's tight. I love that guy. He's an amazing person, genuine, and just super, like, comedy. We were just hanging out the other day, and the entire time we were just laughing like our asses off.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
It's just crazy, yeah. But yeah, I got that record coming out with Dylan, and yeah, it's such a huge honor to work with that guy as well. Just because, yeah, like coming from just the electronic music space, and I've just admired and respected everything he's done for his project and how he presents himself, how he expresses himself, and this is definitely something I take note and try to do as well. But yeah, record's coming out.
What you guys also have a show where we're playing back to back coming up too. What gets you more excited? Do music with somebody like that, or to play back to back with them? Like what part of that partnership or friendship, I guess I should say, gets you most excited?
That's a great question. I honestly just think it's the friendship alone, because it's like, like I'm really tapped in with like one of my like idols right now. Like that's so like gnarly to think about. Like I remember pulling up to his house for the first time. I was like, oh my God, like
I'm going to Dylan Francis' house.
To his house. Like I remember watching on Snapchat, like, and then being there, I was like, dude, this is crazy. Excuse me. But yeah, and the back to back itself too is like I would have never imagined, playing a set together at this point in my career. And we were working on the set the other day, and we were just mashing all of our songs together and making these edits and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, this works, and it's a really, really cool experience and just fulfilling journey.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we appreciate the time today. We'll make sure you get a nap in before your 17 sets you have coming up.
Yeah, we'll see.
But Knock2, thank you so much for hanging out at the Dunkin Music Lounge with Kiss 108. Mikey V, checking out.
Yes, sir. Knock2 with Kiss FM. Let's get it.
Hey.